Hello guys, and this is a new installment of what I'm reading. I'm going to move these government documents that belong to the person who normally uses this desk who took over my workspace. And I'm going to rotate Harry here so he can see your lovely faces. Anyway, Strontium Dog, Search and Destroy Agency Files, number 3. I just finished reading this, but it's something I really enjoyed and I really wanted to share with you. If you like Judge Dredd, and I mean classic Judge Dredd, created by John Wagner and Alan Grant. This is also created by John Wagner and Alan Grant. Also from the 2000 AD magazine series. So these are reprints of stories. And this is the third volume in the collection. So it's the third omnibus style book in the collection. I really enjoyed this. I was aware of Strontium Dog, but I had never read a complete story because I'd only had a couple stray issues from the 80s here and there that were pieces of stories. So it was nice to be able to actually read multiple plot lines start to finish with this character and the supporting characters, his fellow bounty hunters. And it's very similar in spirit to the early Judge Dredd work. There's a little bit of satire, a lot of violence and action, and really interesting compelling and colorful characters. And that's not a pun because this is black and white, but colorful personalities. So I believe it takes place in the same world or the same universe as Judge Dredd. It's very similar. But in this case, instead of being a judge, the main character, Johnny Alpha, is a bounty hunter, and he's a bounty hunter in space. And he is a human, but who has been mutated because of a disaster on Earth that bathed a bunch of people in strontium radiation, and he was in utero. His mother was exposed, and when he was born, he basically has the ability to read people's minds and has X-ray vision. But he has fellow bounty hunters that join him on missions, and so they are often mutants or freaks, and they run into a lot of enemies and rivals, other bounty hunters who are different aliens, or the bounties they're trying to collect are very strange and offbeat aliens. It's a really rough world, and there's some great stories. Time travel comes into the mix, and we get the background story of his sidekick, the bounty hunter named Wolf, with a U, W-L-F. And it's just really fun, really nice line work. Something I really like to emphasize is that the classic pioneer illustrators of this industry had a rule. The line work should look good without the colors. The line work should look good before you color it. And that's very much true. And that did lend itself more to the original older style, flat style of coloring of comics at the time. I don't see any reason why it can't be used in modern comics with modern coloring, but some of the fancier, more painterly or effects heavy coloring does some of the work that the line work used to do in the terms of shading and perspective. So definitely the approach to creating the art has evolved, but this is some beautiful line work. Here you can see this is reprinted from a colored version of the stories. In the back, there's some bonus stories that were just colored versions that were converted, whereas these were made from the line work. So they don't have those gray fills that you see in here. And again, you know, I'm going to contradict myself right now because this is an example where people did great work with markers or watercolors. In this case, I think it was marker. That also enhanced the shading. But again, really fun stories. I don't want to say too much because I don't want to ruin it for anybody. But good stuff. So this is something I'm reading. If you can find it, I would suggest you check it out. If you enjoy things in the vein of Judge Dredd, this is going to scratch that itch and give you a few different other story elements and perspectives you might not get from Judge Dredd. But this is a great book. This one in particular is not up for sale yet. I don't know if it will be or when it will be, but definitely an enjoyable read. And if you haven't checked out Strontium Dog, I highly recommend it. Thank you for watching. If you'd like more of this content, as well as the work I do in comics and art, you can check all that out at mikegagnon.ca. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.